Hey guys, and welcome back to Mad About Skin. In today's video, we're talking 5 common mistakes with retinoids that could be preventing you getting maximum anti-aging benefit from your skincare routine. Retinoids are amazing. It doesn't matter which form you reach for, be it retinol, retinal, tretinoin. They're amazing anti-aging skincare ingredients that boost the levels of collagen and elastin production and can even fade hyperpigmentation, dark spots, and discoloration. But like everything in skincare, there are right ways and wrong ways to use retinoids. And so in today's video, I want to share with you 5 common mistakes which we could all be making when it comes to retinoids that could be holding back our skincare results. Sit back, relax, let's talk mistakes to avoid with retinoids. Now, before we get into today's video, I would love to know whether you guys out there have been guilty of any of these mistakes. Sound off in the comments section below. This isn't about judgment. I have been guilty of all 5 of these mistakes throughout my skincare journey. And the reason I want to share them with you today is so that you guys can learn from my mistakes. So you don't have to repeat them, and hopefully you can just get the very best results from your skincare routine. I'm always about paying it forward, so I'd love to know your own mistakes that you've made on your skincare journey. So sound off in the comments section below. This is part of a series that I'm running here on the channel where we look at common mistakes in skincare. We've covered vitamin C and moisturizers, and I've pulled them all together in a playlist, which I'm going to leave a link to up there. If you want to see this series continue, let me know by reaching down and giving this video a big thumbs up and a like. This really does support me as a content creator, so from the bottom of my heart, love to each and every one of you. Now, without further ado, let's cut that waffle and delve straight on in. So, retinoids. They're a family of ingredients that have many different forms. I mentioned some of them earlier. Retinol is the most commercially available over the counter. Retinal is my preferred retinoid. I think it just gives the very best results with minimum side effects and irritation. And the prescription strength options usually cap out at tretinoin, which is like the highest potency. However, it doesn't really matter which form you use. These mistakes will apply universally to all of them. So, let's just start going through them. First up, not using retinoids on the body. This is a common mistake I see a lot of people making, and I certainly did early on into my skincare routine. I'd always make sure I use my anti-aging retinoids on the face, but it just kind of stopped there. Occasionally, if I was being good, I'd take it onto the neck, but it never went further than here. And honestly, this is a huge mistake because our body, like the rest of our skin, needs that little anti-aging love. So I now use retinoids universally, head to foot. Now, on the body, it will help lift, it will help tighten and firm everything, it can help smooth out the skin, and it can definitely help fade any discoloration that we have on the body. I even take it right up into the hairline because the use of retinoids around the perimeter of the hairline can actually help promote hair growth. And if you're using any hair loss treatments from minoxidil through to rosemary oil, the use of a retinoid alongside them can actually enhance the penetration, so you get a little extra bang for your buck and results. So yes, take your retinoid from here right the way down. Now, you might not want to use a super expensive retinoid serum all over the body because you'd soon use most of that product up. So I've got a couple of options that I personally use to allow me to get that body retinoid fix. First off is this. This is the Transparent Lab Vitamin Enriched Body Lotion. This is packed full of retinal, my preferred form of retinoid, and you get like 400ml, super large tub. This is great. Straight out of the shower, lather it on the skin, and it'll just mean that you're getting the anti-aging benefit all over. I love this, super inexpensive. You get a lot of product, and I've linked this, as I will all the products mentioned in the description box below. Absolute holy grail that I recommend to just about everyone out there. Get this, your body will love it. Another great option is to get a retinoid, an oil-based retinoid, and add it into your existing moisturizer. I actually created my own. This is the Mad About Skin Ultimate Anti-Aging Oil. Now, the reason I created this is I was struggling to find an oil-based retinoid that I could actually use for this hack. So I created this. The oil base of this will allow you to add a couple of drops into your favorite moisturizer, whichever one you currently have in your skincare routine. Mix it in the palm of your hand, then apply it to the body. That will just mean that you get that high potency retinoid fix across the body, but you don't need to buy a separate moisturizer. You can just add a couple of drops in with this, and then you can use this neat on the rest of the face for like one product that kind of does it all. This is my current preferred method because I find in the cooler winter months here in the Northern Hemisphere, the oil formulation and the basis of this will just give you extra hydration and my skin drinks it up. But yes, use an oil-based retinoid, add a couple of drops into your moisturizer and you are good to go. Again, I've linked this one in the description box below and have thrown in a cheeky little discount code for those of you that want a little saving on it. Check that out. Now, mistake number 2 is not knowing the strength of your retinoid. And brands don't make this easy for us. As consumers, we need to know what we're putting on our skin, and so many brands are really secretive with their formulations. They don't need to be. As I said, as a brand owner myself, I put front and center on the website the strength that you're getting in here, so you know exactly what you're applying to your skin. This is a mid-strength retinoid option, as is this. But a lot of brands won't actually disclose that, so we have no idea. The reason this is really important is if you've got a very resilient skin type like myself, not prone to sensitivity, you can go for a higher strength. If you're someone that has a lot of skin sensitivity or you're new to retinoids, you want to go for a lower strength. If we don't know what strength we're using, we can't really make that judgment call for our own skin based on its needs. So my plea to any brands out there watching is, let 2024 be the year of transparency. What are you hiding? Just let us know the strength of your retinoid concentrations, and that way we can make the right call for our skin. Maybe I'm a cynic, but I always think if brands aren't being transparent, they're hiding something. And it probably means that they have a super low dose of retinoid in their product, and it's probably not going to deliver a whole lot. 2 brands that I want to call out for being particularly secretive are CeraVe with their resurfacing retinoid, which I'm leaving an image of it here, and Olay with their regenerist cream. Again, I'm leaving an image of it here. You reach out to these brands and ask them, they won't give you the information, they won't tell you, they'll tell you it's a proprietary blend, they can't let you know. I know as a brand owner myself, that is utter garbage. And so whilst these products might absolutely work for some people, it's always going to be a little hit or miss, a little bit of, good luck rather than actual judgment, as we don't know what's in here. Now, mistake number 3 with retinoids is not checking the whole formulation. So once we know the percentage of a retinoid that's in a product, that doesn't mean you're good to go. Turn and read the ingredients list and know exactly what you're applying to your skin. Because retinoids can be a little bit sensitizing and drying on the skin, you really want to be aware of the formulation and make sure that you're not reaching for one that's packed full of other potentially drying and irritating ingredients. A great example of this would be the Roche-Posay retinoid serum, the one in the red bottle, again showing it on the screen here. Now, on the face of it, this looks great. They're transparent about the percentage that they're using here, which I definitely applaud. But then when you look at the formulation, this actually contains drying, alcohol, and quite a lot of fragrance. Now, I actually am not completely anti-fragrance and drying alcohol. I just think not in a retinoid serum. When you've got an ingredient like retinoid that can be sensitizing and drying, why would you be using drying alcohols as part of that formulation? And then why would you be packing it full of fragrance, which for some people can be quite sensitizing on the skin? I just don't think this is needed. When it comes to retinoid formulations, I think we should keep it fragrance-free, alcohol-free, and keep it super simplistic so we can harness the power of the retinoid without the risk of any associated side effects or increased irritation. My play, it's not just La Roche-Posay that are guilty of this. There's lots of options. I think this is just the best-selling example of this. And whilst, a lot of people say La Roche-Posay is beloved by dermatologists online, absolutely, they love the brand, but you never hear any of them mention this product. And I think that speaks for itself. All brands will have their holy grails and their garbage formulations. Fortunately, this is definitely in the garbage bucket. So just be aware of the whole formulation, not just that retinoid percentage. Now, mistake number 4 is stopping and starting with your retinoids. I have definitely been guilty of this one in the past. I always thought when I went on a holiday, went somewhere sunny and warm, I needed to stop my retinoid. That's because, using retinoids can make your skin a little bit more sun sensitive. But that's actually not an issue if you've got a good broad spectrum sunscreen, which everyone should have as part of their skincare routine. If you're constantly stopping and starting your retinoid, your body kind of goes back to the beginning. When you start it up again, you'll have the same amount of sensitivity, irritation, purging, all of those side effects that you have to go through when you first start a retinoid will then reappear. So be consistent. Keep your retinoid consistent in your skincare routine. Whatever the weather, wherever you happen to be, use your retinoid. Just take a few extra precautions. In winter, when our skin might be more dryness prone and sensitive, use a little extra hydration to offset any dryness that you might get. Don't just stop your retinoid. In summer, when we go to somewhere super sunny, we might be on the beach. It's not about stopping your retinoid, it's just maybe being more aware and conscious of your sunscreen application to kind of offset that. All I'd say is just be more mindful of the ingredients that you need to use alongside it rather than the default being stopping your retinoid. Because like I say, when you reintroduce it, you're almost going to go back to square one, and that's something we really want to avoid. Now, 5th and finally on this whistle-stop tour of mistakes with retinoids, let's just talk about feeling you can't actually use them with any other active ingredients. This just isn't the case. Personally, I wouldn't use a high-potency retinoid alongside an exfoliating acid in the same skincare routine, or a very high-potency vitamin C, because that might just dial up the sensitivity and irritation, which we want to avoid. But with those exceptions, everything else can be layered and paired with retinoids. In fact, I would actually encourage people to layer. One of the best ingredients you can use alongside your retinoid is azelaic acid. Azelaic acid calms, soothes, and reduces inflammation in the skin. So using it alongside a retinoid can actually offset some of the side effects you might see. I think azelaic acid and retinoids are like the very best pairing. So it kind of pains me when I see people using their retinoid just as a standalone ingredient in their skincare routine. They might cleanse the skin, use a retinoid, moisturizer, and then they're done. If that works for you, keep on doing it. But for most of us, actually we can layer and pair with our retinoid in order to get a broader range of benefits from that evening skincare routine. For me, azelaic acid is a no-brainer to use with your retinoid. It's an amazing, amazing pairing. But so are things such as tranexamic acid. You can use your peptides alongside them. Definitely would recommend things like panthenol and centella to calm and soothe. These are all great pairings to use alongside your retinoid, so don't feel like you have to miss out just because you have a retinoid in your evening skincare routine. You can absolutely layer and pair, just maybe avoid using things such as exfoliating acids and high potency vitamin C's. Everything else is absolute fair game. So hopefully by this point in the video, you now have a little bit of an understanding of some of the common mistakes I think we all make when it comes to retinoids. I have been guilty of all 5 of these, and it's only through developing my own understanding of skincare and going on my own skincare journey that I realized actually I was holding my skin back from getting the maximum benefits from my retinoid. Now I use a retinol, which I just find is the best form for my own skin's needs. I eliminate these 5 mistakes, and honestly, the results that I get are through the roof. Fewer fine lines and wrinkles, a smoother complexion, and a whole lot less sensitivity and irritation. And like I say, choose the right retinoid, use it correctly, avoiding these mistakes, and you should be absolutely good to go and plain sailing here on out. If you want to know some of my personal favorites in the retinoid market, I'll link a recent video that I filmed showcasing my top 5. So check that out for more inspiration. But let me know your personal favorites in the comment section below. Wherever you are in the world, guys, stay safe, stay well, and love your skin. Take care. Bye.